Right, Rob Gearing, aka Mr. G, here for Naya. Want to talk to you today about the Spartan ASCENT system, which is our tripod sort of next level on from the Sentinel. Now, where the ASCENT comes into its own is for the mountain hunters. And I just want to talk you through all the parameters of it. So what we've done with the ASCENT system, it's a full-blown tripod in the fact that I can lift the legs, pitch them up, I can shoot prone, seated, kneeling. With this one, it's got the mountain legs on, so you're not going to get the height for a full standing shot, but in the mountains, you're not really going to need that. We do a longer configuration called the woodland ASCENT, so you can swap the legs out, and even if you're a huge Viking at 6'7", it's going to work for you. So in this configuration, I've got it topped off with the Davros Pro. Now, the Davros Pro, we've got two Davros units. They're basically modules that fit on top of our tripods, or anybody's tripod come to that. You don't need to buy our tripod. You could have a perfectly good tripod, but you can still marry it into the Spartan system. What I've got on here is a Bushnell optic with our heavy-duty optics. It's got a removable carbon rod, which can be mounted up the front or the back or to the side. That literally clips on via the magnet, and you can lock it in place. And if you're doing a lot of glassing, spotting, whatever you want to call it, in the mountains, I'd encourage you to look at the Davros Pro for that, because it's going to support these systems much better than our little Davros. Don't understate this, guys. If you're just hunting and not doing a lot of glassing, that's probably all you need. So this is really a camera head that's been designed to take the spotting scope. It will take the rifle system. So once you've got that magnetic system set on, you're really locked in place. And if you haven't tried the Spartan system, I encourage you to check it out, because it's a real game changer for stability. I can really lock that in place for the simple reason I'm no longer relying on a rabbit head. I can load in, I can do 360, and I can pull it off, and I can migrate to a bipod, should I need to, that quickly, guys. So I can put a bipod on quicker than you can drop two legs on a conventional bipod. If I take the Davros Pro head off, where you've got a lift column for a starter, carbon lift column, with a small hook here. The reason we got the hook is to hang a pack off if you want weight, because obviously this tripod's stupidly light. So if you want to get some stability, you can hang your pack off that. The lift column on this configuration is also a little toolbox. My background's climbing, so I always like versatile, adaptable tools. And there's a host of little tools. They will just literally go in so like so. So you've got a problem with your optics or your bow or whatever you're using, you know, hopefully you've got an answer in there. So better to have it than have not. The other thing that I really like about this unit is all these legs unscrew. So I can run it as a bipod. I can run it as a tripod. I can run it as a quad system. Indeed, a pent system. Now, you're basically looking at one of the strongest, if not the strongest trekking poles on the planet with this. 1.5 mil thicker carbon on the top three sections, 2.5 mil the bottom section. We do not use anti-rotation carbon. We use rotative carbon for the simple reason that sand and grime gets in things and dust and locks things up. So these are really simple. You can take it out and wash it in a stream. There's nothing to rust or corrode. So stupidly strong. If you did happen to break a leg, you know, you put it between two rocks and fall over, even our stuff's going to break at that, you just swap a module out, right? So you've not lost your entire trekking pole. If you broke it in the field when you're doing it, just remove the broken bit in, lock it back off, you've still got a serviceable trekking pole. I can screw a handle on the top like so. So this goes for all three legs. Probably not so relevant in Oz, but you can put a snowshoe on and you can put a long spike on the bottom. All of our systems, this is ubiquitous throughout the Spartan systems, come with tacky rubber climbing boot rubber boots, tungsten carbide tip, which is removable and replaceable because you will wear them out if you use them. But that is a strong tool, guys. Now I can run that just like that as a bipod, should I need to. Another thing I can do with the ASCENT, which is pretty cool, and there's all applications for this, I can remove legs from my bipod. Here's one I've done earlier, it's just like Blue Peter. So it's a little bit like Lego, guys. You know, the fact you've set the system up, I can do this. You build an application that best serves your needs. I can run the toolbox in there, put my Davros back on, and I've now got a absolutely wicked little platform for prone work. Just like that. Now, I can take it one step further, obviously. I can remove that, nick another leg off my bipod, and I'm going to create myself here a little mini tripod, which is, I mean, an epic tool for shooting in really unstable ground, because I'll tend to put a couple of adapters in these stocks. I can have one up the front and one back towards the breech end. Having an adapter here gives you a huge amount of angle. So as opposed to having something at the end here, if you're shooting angles, it's a real game changer to put an adapter here. But honestly, guys, shooting off a little mini tripod like that really ups your game, because you just got 3 points of contact. Also, furthermore, shooting off carbon is a big advantage to shooting off metal, because the carbon behaves a bit like a fly fishing rod or suspension on your car. It's going to absorb a lot of that recoil, and it absorbs it in a uniform way as opposed to a metal leg that tends not to know what to do with it. And don't take my word for it, slow-mo yourself shooting off carbon and you'll completely get what I'm talking about. So I've now turned the Spartan ASCENT into a mini little tripod unit. So just to recap on things, you've got your 3 trekking poles, you've got mountain legs, you've got woodland legs. I'm running 3 little tack legs on that with the Davros Pro. We've got the toolbox in the middle. We have the little hook here. So yeah, Lego for the shooter, guys. You pick what you need. And this is doing so much more than the Sentinel for a mountain environment. As again, I'll just reiterate, if you're not going into the mountains, you probably don't need this. You probably need the Sentinel system, because it's going to do pretty much everything you want to do. But if you're thinking of going tar hunting or anywhere in the mountains, then definitely the ASCENT's probably for you. Hope that's helped. Any questions, reach out to the guys over in Oz, and I'm sure they're steering in the right direction.